What I provided over here is a shuffle pattern. Because notice I don't really have the chords written out the way you're going. Yes?
I have one question about the basic chords.
Yes?
Are these particular voicings critical, or is it any voicing of the E7, A7, B7?
You can use any voicing. The particular voicings I use today were just for when we start getting into when I teach you the scales for today, and when I teach you the endings. But you can sit there, you can use like any voicing will do, as long as you just stick with the Roman numerals and you're obviously playing the right chord. So anyway, what I wrote right here is a shuffle pattern, because like I said, you're not going to really, there's certain blues you'll be playing all the nice pretty chords and everything, but there's certain blues you just got to use the guitar's percussive side. It can also be a very percussive instrument because you got strings. Just drop my pick, how about that? And hook it up. So I got this shuffle right here. I'm going to sit there and play for y'all. And if you follow along with me, you'll notice that when the Roman numerals change, I'm changing to the next chord. And I'll teach you how to play this shuffle after I get done with this, so you just get the feel, hear what it sounds like. And a shuffle pattern is a real easy. Any of these peppers? Okay. A shuffle pattern is a real easy thing to get. I mean, you hear it in Sweet Home Chicago, you hear it in Everybody Waters too. It's just it's and how I have it on music is how it's notated. You don't really have to pay attention to that. I know anyway, I just look at the tab and just go. I don't want to sit there and just read music the entire time. So let's get on this shuffle pattern real quick. So we'll start at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's basically your blues progression right there. Now, how you primarily do this is, we're taking that E7 chord, and we're only playing the top 2 strings of the guitar. E and B right there. And we're sitting there and just going, with our right hand. Everybody see my hand? I know people are like in the back trying to see it. I'll be here all night. I don't look like Elvis enough. And now, while we're doing this pattern right here, we're going to take our ring finger. We're going to go, oh my God, the tap. We're going to go, I'm not trying to do something bad with my fingers. We're going right here to this 4th fret on the D, or on the A string, I'm sorry, 4th fret on the A string. And we're just climbing up it. Now how we get the climbing sound to go, we're just going to add our pinky right after that ring finger. So we go da 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 da. So let's all try that real quick. Now the beautiful thing about this is on the guitar, since the blues and the guitar were a match made in heaven, or whoever sold their soul to the devil played blues, or Robert Johnson. So the beautiful thing about this is if we want to go to that 4 right here, all we got to do is do the same exact fingering we did on the low E string and move it all up the string. So we were doing da 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 da, and now we're moving to the next string over, drum soloist in the background. All right, now here's the tricky part. We're gonna go that B power chord right here. And we're gonna kind of reach with our pinky down here. And then we're gonna reach with our pinky again to the next fret when we do this thing on the B string. And that is a difficult thing to reach right there. So if you don't want to do that, you can do it down here on the 9th fret on the E string. Or I'm sorry, the 7th fret on the E string, not the 9th. Holding the guitar in a weird way, it makes me count it weird. And we can do the same thing we've been doing on the other two strings, with just the ring and the pinky right next to each other. Just go. Everybody get that? I know you're like in the middle there trying to see. So if you don't want to do the one down here, you can go right here to the 7th fret on E. And that's how you have a shuffle pattern on blues. So anytime someone comes up to you, or you come up to yourself, and the garage is everybody's favorite stage, or my room was my stage when I was younger. And I'm just like, okay, I want to play a shuffle pattern in E, and I'm going to play that for a couple hours because this is the funnest thing I've ever learned. So I'll sit there and just do what I just learned today. So let's all play through that shuffle pattern real quick. Get everybody shuffling today. All right, so we got a 1, a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we all played through one shuffle today, and that shuffle pattern is exactly note for note what Robert Johnson is playing on Sweet Home Chicago. Now he's doing other stuff up here in that Delta Blues pattern with acoustic that I see some of y'all playing earlier that I wish I could do, but he didn't do that. But that is the exact chord progression in E of Sweet Home Chicago. So if you want to play that when you go home, or just look it up on YouTube, if you haven't heard of Robert Johnson, you want to be a blues player, you need to look him up yesterday. He wrote the American Songbook of the Blues. He was in the 1930s. It was rumored that he it was a Faustian myth. He sold his soul to the devil. What really happened is he met this dude Leadbelly, and this dude Leadbelly was like, dude, you should check out this new sound I got. It's called the blues. And Robert Johnson was like, I like the things you're doing there on that guitar. I'm going to steal it, make it my own, and then I'm going to meet a bunch of white people and make an album, and then get all your credit. And then Leadbelly was like, that's fine, man. So that's basically what really happened. And then to build up the hype, they're like, he sold his soul to the devil to be able to play that well. So anyway, a little history. But yeah, that's the chord progression of Sweet Home Chicago. And you can sit there and sing along with me and go home. Now, when I got, where you can sing here, I got the microphone, so. I got, next right here is the blues scales.